Alright guys, this is my general breakfast I have in the mornings. 2 lightly salted rice cakes with some sugar-free jelly, 24 grams of carbs, pretty good start, and 6 eggs with half a serving of butter, 36 grams of protein, 470 calories, and 36 grams of fat. It's my go-to breakfast right now. And I have my creatine gummies. I have 4 of these. I find it easier to get my creatine in now that I use the gummies instead of the powder. There's a few reasons. My fish oil, too much hot sauce on my eggs, and my CBum pre-workout. I just like the ingredients in it, 200 milligrams of caffeine, some salt in there to help with the pump, and some hydration. And here we are, driving at 600 miles per hour to get to the gym as quick as possible. Vroom, 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 vroom. Anyway. Alright guys, here we are at the Anytime Fitness. There you go. I was trying to get it in the background. About ready to go in here and do chest day. The plan for today is pretty simple. Only about 6 working sets, heavy to failure on most things. I might do 2 exercises. I might do 3. That's what's up in the air, but let's get in there and make it happen. So it is chest day, and a chest day is not complete without a rotator cuff warm-up. So this is what I've been doing before all of my chest days here lately. I was dealing with a shoulder injury, and it's getting a lot better now that I do a rotator cuff warm-up before I start. And, I just get a band and I do I don't even know what the moves are called, but I do it to side and I do it to the front. And ever since I've been doing this, my shoulder problem has been getting a lot better. So I just do this. I do 5 on each side and I repeat this 3 times. And then before my working weight, I just use some lighter weight. I do 3 or 4 sets of just really lightweight, 5-ish reps. And then we get to the working set. So this is the supine press that I like to use. And I'm really focusing on going to failure, maximum effort. So I've been trying to up the weight a little bit. And this was a great starter. I haven't gone this heavy on this machine yet, but I was able to pump out quite a few reps. I did 2 sets here. On the second set, I was only able to get 4 reps, so I dropped the 25 pounders off the side and finished about 4 or 5 more reps. So I did 2 sets there, and as you can see, I went to failure. Felt really good. It was a great starter. And then I used the other chest machine. It felt like a solid follow-up because I could get it to a good weight and keep the tension on my chest throughout the entire movement. I do like to have the seat high. It just helps with my shoulder issues I've been having. And I am going to start including some incline pressings here soon as my shoulder will allow it. And as you can see, maximum effort and a little pause in the middle. That's great. I didn't have any more reps. I did 2 sets there. And then, so I haven't done a whole lot of cable flies lately, and I wanted to mix it up just a little bit. Looking back, I think I would have rather done dips, but I did give this a shot. I did the cable flies with the cable stack, the pulleys high, and I went lightweight, just slow, controlled, and I ended up doing 1 set with it high like this. And as you can see, I'm going really slow. It was bothering my shoulder just a little bit, so I don't know if I'll do this exact movement next week. I'll probably go back to the dips because that's something that has not been bothering my shoulder at all. And you got to be able to mix things up and have a lot of different exercises at your arsenal because you never know how you're going to be feeling that day. And if I would have warmed up and been more careful, I wouldn't be dealing with these issues in the first place. So I did change the cable stack to the mid-range here. And after this, I went with the low. I put them down low and I did another set. And that was it for the chest workout. So I did 2 sets of supine press, heavy to failure. I did 2 sets of machine press to failure. And then I did 1 set of each of these cable flies. And after that, my chest was pumped up pretty good. So that was the chest workout. All right, guys, it's time to answer some questions. So chest went really well today, went heavy, definitely hit some PRs in there, so I'm pretty excited about that. So question number 1 is mind-muscle connection deep dive. Oh, this should be a good one. During your heaviest pressing sets, did you feel the tension distributed more in your chest or your delts, triceps? What specific adjustments in grip width, elbow position, or tempo helped you better isolate your pecs today? So that's something I've talked about quite a bit, is just knowing where you are. Like when you're working out your chest, my numbers started to go up just as soon as I fixed my form. I've had shoulder injuries. I think I was really just throwing the weight around with my arms. So it's been pretty cool to be able to, just be able to make that mind muscle connection better. And by doing that, just tucking my shoulders in behind my back, poking my chest out, keeping my elbows tight, and just really focusing on that tension throughout the movement. When you can feel your muscle working, it's a lot easier to make that mind-muscle connection. And you want to zero in on that feeling and just feel it pushing through the motion. So I think that helped out a lot. Recovery strategy audit. It should be a good one. Given today's workload and intensity, how do you plan to manipulate your sleep, hydration, and nutrient timing over the next 24 hours to optimize muscular repair and growth? That's a great question. So my pre-workout, you saw what I ate there. So post-workout, I really need to get better at having a meal closer. So maybe I need to have more than 3 meals to optimize, but I'm not there yet. So for lunch, I'm going to have some ground beef and some potatoes with some veggies, something I made yesterday. And for dinner, I'm going to have some ground beef, some rice, the appropriate amount of rice, as much as I can have to hit my calorie goals, and some more veggies. I think getting the right amount of protein in is very important. I'm trying to get better at hydrating myself. Maybe I need to go to a gallon jug and just be one of those people that carry a gallon jug around with them everywhere. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, we're trying to dial this thing in as much as we can. And recovery is definitely a big part of it. Sleep is something I've been working on. Sometimes it's just hard for me to get enough sleep because, I'm trying to work 2 jobs and stuff. So that can be difficult sometimes. So unfortunately, it takes a back burner sometime. Let's see. Final question, weak point strategy. Looking at your upper chest development, what exercises or volume allocation are you experimenting with to bring up that area? How are you tracking your progress specifically in lagging portions of your chest? I don't think my upper chest is really lagging that much. I try to hit my chest at a lot of different angles, and I never really, I should probably include at least one incline pressing movement, but I have it. So the reason I have it is because my shoulder has been compromised, and that's something that's been hurting me. I've been kind of thinking about doing a push-pull legs style, so I can do some focus on some incline pressing, flat pressing, and then overhead press. I think that's going to actually help my shoulders and my chest. So it's something I've been thinking about doing. But yeah, that's about it for all the questions. Tomorrow is going to be a leg day, and I expect it to be pretty freaking epic. I want to try to push that one back to the afternoon so I can be fully carved, fully hydrated, and ready to throw around some weight. So last leg day, I did 205 for 8. Maybe we'll see if we can beat that this time and avoid passing out and falling on my face. But as always, don't let that dreamer die. Keep the grind alive. Never give up on yourself. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.